Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 78 of Sonic Boom TV. I'm Kevin, and this episode is going to be part one of a two-part Power Pop rankings episode, double feature, whatever you want to call it. I just wanted to do two bands, rank two bands in a row that both happen to be Power Pop bands. So anyway, if you don't know what power pop is, it's kind of based. It's been around for a long time, since the '60s, basically. And the Beatles are basically a power pop band. They're the model for power pop. At some point in it kind of went away in the '70s, I guess, but it came back in the '80s. People like the Knack, I've mentioned that before, were playing it, but I kind of got into it in the '90s. Not on purpose, I don't guess. It was kind of thing where all the alternative rock was coming in, and finding different things, different genres to dabble into, and with alternative rock and punk rock kind of merging together, sort of. I felt like there was the pop punk thing, and then there was the not so punk version of power pop, and or Brit pop or whatever else wanted to go, because a lot of British bands did this, and so you can find it in kind of related to a lot of genres though, because some bands like in the hair metal, glam metal thing, whatever. Like Enough's Enough is kind of a power pop band, and it basically it's just pop songs that are played a little more aggressively, with a lot of energy, and it's, to me, is what pop music should be. As far as, like, because see, I don't have a I don't know how to explain this. Pop music, I don't have a problem with it, like a lot of people do. Like a lot of people, like, if they're into punk or metal or whatever, pop music is dead. It's nothing. It's terrible. Everything about it is terrible. And that, to me, is not true, because there's a lot of good pop music. It kind of started in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. And to me, as long as it's real, I guess that's the word for it. Even though some people say it's not, it could be good. And the thing that changed pop music for me, where I don't like a lot of the modern stuff, is because it became dance music. And I know a lot of music is meant to be danced to, or can be danced to, and I don't have a problem with that. It's just that when like the dance beats started coming in there, and like disco stuff was I don't like that. But like a lot of the modern pop stuff, like Madonna and all these, what's her name, Beyonce and all that stuff, where it's not meant, it's different, and so there's certain things I just don't like, and I don't I don't follow pop music like I did when I was a kid, like everybody else did. But in the '90s, there was kind of a revival of the power pop thing, and my two favorite bands were, and that really were, Material Issue and Ash. Ash is from Northern Ireland, I believe, and Material Issue, Chicago, maybe, I don't know. Let's find out. While I'm talking about this, I can go back to it. They but they put out a lot of stuff that I really got into. And it was, yeah, the Material Issues from Chicago. They put out albums that were good, like completely all the way through. As far as I was concerned, like every song could have been a hit on some of these albums, and some of them were. They broke through a little bit. They weren't accepted as much, I don't think, because the grunge thing was going on, and the the music was getting a little heavier and stuff, and it's not a heavy style of music. That's the thing. It's like it's guitar driven a lot of times, but it's not heavy. It's very uplifting sounding, even if the songs are not. About that. I mean, because they're songs about like terrible things, but they sound. It's the same thing with ska music. It's like people don't like it because it sounds too happy, I guess. But even if it's not, and so, but I really really like pop music, and Material Issue was just it. I mean, they were like the best at it, as far as I'm concerned. And so they put out 4 albums, and we'll talk about them. We got International Pop Overthrow, Destination Universe, Freak City Soundtrack. Now, a lot of people knew this one. This one was the biggest hit as far as radio play and for a little while. And then the last one was Telecomunicado Americano. Wait, how to say it? Telecommando Americano. This one was put out after the singer died. So they had 4 albums. They had I had seen them once as well too at a festival. I think around 95, 96. I'm pretty sure he died in 96, 90. I think in 96. And so it must have been. Maybe it was 94 to 95. One of the they played at a festival in New Orleans, and I got to see them, and it was just the best. And they only played probably 30 minutes, but it was great. I remember that. But anyway, so the this one, I didn't hear this album first. I heard like I didn't hear it on the single. I heard Valerie Loves Me and Diane. I think both of those songs were on some kind of compilation or something, or maybe 2 different ones, sampler CD or something. I don't know, but I heard both of those songs, and I really, really liked them. And I was like, man, I gotta find the CD. I gotta find the CD. And it took me a while because back then it was we had I think 2 music stores in the town I was at for college, and I didn't have a car all the time, and it was just hard to get stuff. And it was never on the BMG or Columbia House things that I belonged to, so it was hard to find stuff for a while. But eventually I came across it, and this one has Valerie Loves Me, Diane, Renee Remains the Same, out right now. Chance of a Lifetime, International Pop Overthrow, my very first lie. Excuse me. And A Very Good Idea were like songs that really should have all been hits. Then they came out with Destination Universe, and I didn't get this one second. I actually got this was my third one. This one has What Girls Want. There's a video for that. That was kind of a hit, minor hit, I guess. Next Big Thing, Everything. And that's all as far as the songs that should have been hits on this one. Some of them were minor hits, whatever. The rest of them, they're good. They just weren't on that level. Then they came out with Material Issues Freak City Soundtrack, and everybody loved it because of that cover of that girl's belly. And that's the back. And this had Kim the Waitress on it, which was, in my circles, I guess, was a huge hit because everybody knew it, and it was on the radio and MTV. I guess it was on MTV. Then they had Going Through Your Purse, Funny Feeling, The Fan, One Simple Word, A Very Good Thing, I Could Use You, Ordinary Girl, Echo Beach, She's Going Through My Head, Help Me Land. Help Me Land is one of my favorite songs. And it's the shortest song on the album. But this is an album that, like, when I get into listening to this, I'm in it like the whole thing. I'm singing along the whole time. It's there's no stopping that one. This album, great stuff. And then this one, I came into couple years later. I mean, it was out, I guess. It says it came out in '97. I probably didn't get it in '97. I'm sure I got it a couple years later than that. And this version of it, I don't know if all the versions have this, but this has the album, but it also has the 1987 6-song EP included with it. So this one didn't have any hits that I know of as far as mainstream kind of stuff, but there was one song called 976 Love, Young American Freak. There's one other one. Off the Hook, I think, is the other one that I'm not too sure on that one. This one I wasn't as familiar with this one like the others. I listened to this one less, and it just never. It was one of those ones where you liked it, but the others were so much more that you listened to. You just listened to the other ones, and that's what kind of happened on this one. And then this 1987 6-song EP. She's Going Through My Head, A Very Good Thing, Chance of a Lifetime. Those were on the other albums. These are probably like early versions of it though, and then there was some other songs too that I can't remember anything about them at this point. So all that being said, these albums are definitely the top two of these are definitely among, like, if I had to list favorite albums of all time, and I didn't have a set number because there's so many genres of music that I like so many different albums for different reasons. But there's two of these albums would be in the list. If it had, I don't know how many is on the list, but it would be on the list of my favorite albums of all time. So, and it's hard to separate which one is number one and number two, but I'm going to do it. So anyway, we'll go from number 4. And number 4, as you could probably guess the way I've talked about it already, is Telecommando Americano. Final album by this band. I don't know if the other members ever did anything else after Jim Ellison passed away, but I hope they did. And I hope they're in something that I don't know they're in, and I'd like it too. Then, the next one, Destination Universe, number 3. What Girls Want is a great song. It's a fun song. You should look that video up if you're one of my fans that follow whatever I post here. And look that one up, and what was the other one I said? I don't know. Maybe just look that one up for that album. Then go out and buy number 3, International Pop Overthrow. I don't have any of these on vinyl because I've never seen any of them on vinyl, except which will now be number 1. I saw that briefly, but it wasn't available when I saw it, so I don't know if it sold out or what. But this one, definitely go get this one. Valerie Loves Me, Diane remains, Renee Remains the Same. There's a lot of songs about girls. That's another thing about power pop. A lot of songs about girls, breakups or get-togethers, whatever. They like to write about girls. But this one, definitely go get it and steal from your friends and get this one. Freak City Soundtrack, their best album, one of the best power pop albums I've heard, as far as what I think of as power pop. We're not talking about like the Beatles and all that stuff, because I'm talking about the '90s versions of power pop. But yeah, this one is the best. I love to have it on vinyl. It's a cool little tray on the inside. But these, they should be available to you. I don't see why they would be out of print or anything like that. You probably come across them in bargain bins as well. Some of them. This one and this one, probably. The other two, probably not so much. But they just a great band. That's all I can say about them. They if you want to know what power pop is and what it's supposed to be, check out this band. That's all I got for them. Great band. And now my next episode I'm going to do right now is going to be about Ash, my other favorite power pop band from the 90s.